The Living Tribune Elks said, have you seen any great whites or makos?
So this is a female. Her tail's wider. This is a male. His tail is narrower, and then they have little flippers right here. His are thicker, and then the females are like flat. It's weird.
Arc69 said, did you find their gills yet? John Joe said,
Negative.
oh I see.
Negative.
Blackhead 999 said, the host got caught by a lobster.
Are we at 3 crates yet?
He said, only one can today? Butcherbill013
Yeah, we can have 2
said,
cans.
okay, so you can keep the females, just not if they have eggs.
Yep,
Moorhash
or
said,
me not.
54 more to go lol.
Damn, okay.
Ordinary Joe said, thanks for explaining that, cat. Prince
welcome.
Ninurta said, have you guys seen the trick that puts a lobster to sleep where you prop them face down and they apparently fall asleep? Pavel said, you lil cutie. Slay. 3 Engine 3R said, what's this payday looking like? Albert Bondiga said,
Couple hundred
can't
thousand.
keep the big dudes either. DRSPNKR99 said, dang, that lobster caught you slacking. Can these big cutters slice a finger off? Antagonist said,
I don't think they'll slice
do
it
the
off, but they
different colored
hurt.
bands you put on the claws mean anything, or is the color insignificant?
It don't mean nothing.
Said,
It's just what's in my
USB
band
port
box.
is broken. New laptop be here soon. Justin Ordinary Joe said, LOL, cap is on it today. John Joe said, have you ever seen water monsters while fishing? Streamlabs said, thank you for following Rise. Prince Ninurta said, a big enough crusher claw probably would do some real damage. Streamlabs said, thank you for following MR Chivo.
This bait right here is fucking 3 weeks old. It's gonna be right.
Holmes said, hello to Brazil. The lobsters are looking beautiful.
Hello. Thank you.
Isabel said, you ever just want to dive in and have a big all lobster party on the sea bottom?
No, because I can't swim.
Dizzy said, congrats on over 10k followers, Peanut.
We just hit 9K.
PNKR99 said, gotta keep in my Pokemon collection. Milk said, is the fishing community good? Like, is it common to get into disputes with other lobster fishermen?
No.
Streamlabs said, thank you for following the Doster Kanal. Pavel said, HH. Thumbs said, Ta Yuna Lagoa. Uwin41 said, 9k good stuff buddy. Ganjinorex said, that bucket was rel. He said, you're at 10,202 followers currently, that's good. Gwynevit said, BRB. Justin Ordinary Joe said, thanks Gwen. 3 Engine 3R said, pure botulism. Storksadak said, how much tip to drink the vape juice? LOL. Streamlabs said, thank you for following Bubadoj. Lab said, thank you for following you Roslo.
I ain't drinking the bait juice. Caca.
Everybody said, LOL. Said, can you fish everywhere or are there any restrictions?
As long as I'm in my zone, I can fish.
Copenhagen said, hello from a fellow Mainer, but hope you have a good one, sir.
Thank you.
Midnight Woody said, how many left?
30.
Woody said, hello, welcome in.
30, honey.
Win41 said, have you had a bait go overboard? Justin Ordinary
Oh, yeah.
said, can we get a Mountain Dew count?
I drink
Jim said,
3
sorry,
today.
how do you know what zones is yours?
When you apply for your license, you have to put your zone.
Jim said, so no one can fish in your zone, that's nice. John Joe
Well,
said,
no, there's other people that
LOL,
fish
that
my
lobster
zone.
you have holding a Big Mac on the top right of the screen is funny. Race 2 Win41 said, LOL, that would make a long day.
I've lost a phone overboard.
Murda said, that's right. And one said, how do you know the location of the traps in the sea?
Memory, really.
Black said, thank you for following Mohammed Wasni. Black said, thank you for following Caps. Black said, thank you for following Mythalmat. Storksadak said, you need a Dirty Juice sponsor. I tried it because of you and it is good, LOL.
It's very good.
Black said, thank you for following Monica. One out for the hammer.
What's up, Vin? Shutter.
Chipmunk said, Peanut, you're doing a great job today. Keep up the good work. He'll give you 5 subs to do a cannonball.
No, thanks.
Black said, thank you for following FR0331. I'm Billy said, how much does it cost to run the boat each day? Streamlabs said, thank you
it
for
depends.
following
It
Brava
depends.
6. Thank you for following I'm Billy.
Thank you for the follows.
76 said, you from Japan?
You know, I just got thinking. Moody's
said,
cooking steak
he
in the
does not
crock
have
pot.
any ladders to get back on the boat. Chunky Chipmunk said, yet I watch him a lot. I'm Billy said, one-man show.
Yep, one-man show.
Black said, thank you for following Lunarian Games. Greenlap said, thank you for following Kirkland. Berzy TTV said, this is actually really cool. Insane how you have no lag. Nice setup. DRSPNKR99
We try our best.
Do climate activists come out to stop you from fishing?
Nope.
Streamlabs said, thank you for following Wee Long Way.
I'd freak out if they did.
I wish they didn't stream at the same time. 76 said, me too. Miss Bird Feeder updates. DRSPNKR99 said, I can imagine the chase scene. Billy said, how deep do these go?
We're in 60 feet of water right now. I go from anywhere from 20 to 250.
Ordinary Joe said, it would make great content and probably go viral. Streamlabs said, thank you for following Danakaran. Billy said, 250 holy. Audinophagia said, how many kglb do you catch per day?
It all depends how many traps I haul and how good luck is.
To submit a bird feeder update to John. That said, if that happens, just The lobster and leave them at the crowd. LOL. I'm Billy said. How long do you let them sew? DRSPNKR99 said. Play some SpongeBob music on it as well. Streamlabs said.
I let them soak 3 days.
For following Draka Heartsile. Tavin24 said. Hi.
Hi.
Joe said. LOL. Dignity said. Rate Charlie if he's still on when or done. I'm Billy said. Scary, watch those hands. Dignity said. Sorry for # don't count the next one. Streamlabs said. Thank you for following Makonharazinho. Said. I want midnight. Dignity said. Good try. Streamlabs said. Thank you for following Jenna Nagoman. Maxon76 said. I think he may be finishing up. Pilgrimage said. Do you pick up all 500 plus tracks a day? I'm Billy said. How did you get into this job lifestyle? Midnight Mitty said. AHHOK. Midnight Mitty said. Ty.
I grew up doing it. I'm 5th generation.
PNKR99 said. What was that? An egger?
An egger, yep. She was right full of eggs. Sadly, like 1% of those will live or
Engine
something.
3R said.
10%.
Do your hands hurt more than your back at night? LOL.
Nope. Definitely the back.
He said. 5th gen amazing but hard fucking work badass.
It's definitely not easy, that's for sure.
Said. Why you catted the tail? DRSPNKR99 said. Brother got the bill.
So everybody knows she's a breeder?
Flop said. Thank you for following BRJ. Thank you for following Inuris. Six said. Can you explain what you are doing? Why did you send the lobster back to the sea?
She had an egg.
BTCH said.
She had egg.
What do you do when you're not fishing? John
I
Joe
race,
said.
sleep,
Your streams remind me of
house
the
stuff.
Discovery Channel documentary of the guys fishing crabs in the middle of the sea. The dark guy said. Is the bottom nice and flat here? I'm Billy said. Do you feel these programs help keep the population? An ordinary Joe said. This boss likes the smelly hands. Means he worked hard. Now said. Eats Big Macs. Jim said. Did you ever get stopped by water police?
Nope. I haven't this year. I did last year.
Said. Big Macs for the win.
True.
Said. I can definitely see why people are so passionate about this. Skrilla Krilla said. What's popping? Just an ordinary Joe said. Female with S. Prince Minerda said. Police made of water? DRSPNKR99 said. How do you know where you drop your containers? Best
Memory.
Said. What is the Big Mac? Streamlabs said.
Big Mac. McDonald's food.
Engine 3R said. Wish we did modern management for the fishery sooner, to be honest. Set out BTCH said. You boil any seafood on boat for dinner?
I do sometimes.
You ever get sick of answering the same questions?
Nope.
LOL.
Nope.
Said. Swift Gin, they are called Coast Guard in the States. TRSPNKR99 said. God damn, you got a big brain. DoorDash said. McDonald's. The Gocular King Good said. Do you think you have forgotten some cages out there? Filmsy said. That's good. Streamlabs said. Thank you for following this easy. Percy TTV said,
Dinner.
you have a great memory. I forget after I placed 2.
Some of them are marked on my chart plotter, but most of them aren't.
Said, do you make a comfortable living doing this? SPNK
I make enough to survive.
Said, I forget in lobster fishing in general. Besant said, the pic doesn't talk about that. I'm Billy said, what's the fine for undersize? Now said,
$1,000 per lobster.
McDonald's in a year or 2. But I usually got dollar menu stuff cause it was cheap and easy. I bet I haven't had a Big Mac in 10 years. Nerda said, lobster, I say, unhand me human. I think he reaches back, gets tossed in bucket. John Joe said, it would be cool if there was like a cell phone app that tracks the cages. Said, what picture the counter? The Gawkiller King had said, holy moly I just saw a stingray. Thump said, yeah, Hamilton said, the Big Mac has lost its luster. The burger patty is smaller than the palm of my hand. Now said, my go-to used to be quarter pounder with cheese, or as they said in Pulp Fiction, royal with cheese. Twas said, good tag on each track. Said, cool where? He said, how hard does the claw hurt if they get you?
It don't feel good.
Said, thank you for following Mini4.
Thank you for the follow.
PNKR99 said, hahaha, lobster POV is top. Our protagonist is their antagonist. 3 Engine 3R said, I love West Coast salmon and tuna fishing. Desiree Halliwell said, do you have a Discord?
I
Your
do.
link doesn't work. Grava6 said, how does the lobsters enter the cage if it is closed? 4 said, the shake is for soft shells. Big Mac. Hamburger is for hard shells. Bear Grylls said, it's the metric system. Zetric said, what time do you get to the boat and set out for the sea? Robbie Penguin said, seen any cool marine life other than lobsters? Sharks? Bloody Finger said, how the hell you so fast with that rubber band device? Desiree Halliwell
I've done
said,
it too long. I've
thank
handled
you.
thousands and
Streamlabs
thousands
said,
of pounds of
thank you
lobsters
for
in my
following
life.
the Finches. Sninnerda said, one time I was super hungry and ordered a double QP with cheese except asked for a third party, so a triple QP. Filmsy said, Winkle morning buddy, hope all is going well with ya. Prince Ninnerda said, third patty. Class said, thank you for following Cornjet Matchboard. Now said, the lobsters knock 3 times and say scene salad bean. OLC80 said, hello.
Hello.
BOG said, there is an entrance for them. It was on the bottom left of the cage. Besant said, bro, I wanna work with you. Winkle said, Filmsy, good morning buddy, hope you're well, I'm doing good as I can be. DRSPNKR99 said, do other critters or fish get in those cages?
Yeah.
Rico said, I like how he's doing the Forrest Gump voice. I'm Billy. Does it matter what color you use? Prince Ninnerda said.
For bands?
Sometimes. Streamlabs said. Thank you for following Shandy Org. Filmsy said. Winkle right here, yeah. Thank you for following Flexter-Dashudat. Now said. Are the numbers staying up pretty good? Dude, I'm Billy said. Yeah, the color bands.
No, the color bands don't matter. It's just what's in the box.
Passion. 4 said. Band? Your W out of the sun, it's gonna get hot. Keep it by the lobsters. Grava6 said, do you change the place after some months? You are getting so many lobsters. Bloody Finger said, I assume
I
there's
don't
a daily
change.
limit? Swifton said,
Nope, I can get as many as I
keep
want.
the lobster wet. Grava6 said,
I do not keep
okay.
them wet.
Thank you. Wall said, Krutoi Mushik, Plias Uvasiania.
I don't know what language that is.
Said, Damn Cal, D0C7 said, N. Engine 3R said, thing that would make your job better. Graphic6 said, infinite loop of lobsters? I'm Billy said, what can we do for you?
Deliver me food.
99 said, are there other boats out there?
Yeah, my uncle's right.
And you're not too far from land.
My uncle's right over there.
Desiree Howard will just subscribe with Twitch Prime.
Thank you.
Finger said, throw this in English and lobster stream only. LOL. D0C7 said, it was Russian said cool guy. Plus respect.
Thank you.
Forhash said, you are gonna bust your ass yet. Deep for BOG said, you're welcome. Said, does the boat require a lot of maintenance?
No. Not really.
He said, how much does your work clothes cost? Prince Ninja
Work clothes?
Said, a coat here?
Well, most of my clothes are, my t-shirts are my dad's.
Said,
my
the
pants
stream
and
is also for your security on the boat. Good job. Huga Booga said, how long is the season?
I fish June, late May, early June.
PNKR99 said, well that's crazy, every boat I got always needed a bunch of work. Streamlabs said, thank you for following F Angelus. 3 Engine 3R said, when it's foggy must make things a lot more challenging to remember where the traps are.
It sucked this morning, yes. It was really foggy this morning.
Vlad said, thank you for following Orch 1997. DRSPNKR99 said, the bigger the boat the more expensive and more maintenance. Prince Ninurta said, last week I saw him chat with another fisherman. They had a nice dog on the boat too.
That was my uncle.
Said, how many tax do you get a year?
800.
Image said, it seems like September up there is even worse for fog.
Not so much fog. We get that fall weather, which is usually shitty.
Said, range year 125, gloves 30 ice. Jin said, when will you fish for shrimp?
I don't fish for shrimp. I fish for scallops in the winter.
A living Tribune Elks said, how do you fish for scallops? 3 engine 3
drag on the bottom.
Any bigger the boat than you need a crew member? Pilgrimage said,
no, if I had a bigger boat, I'd still use that.
Harbor?
I'd still run by myself.
Said, scallops are more tedious, right?
Mm-hmm. You gotta shell them out, take the meat out, yeah.
Vlad said, Blinkenator just subscribed with Twitch Prime.
Thank you.
DRSPNKR99 said, that's how Forrest Gump got rich. Maybe you can get some big money from shrimp. Gwynevit said, W Blinkenator. Streamlabs said, thank you for following Roman Iro. Set out BTCH said, cold AF fishing in fall? Gwynevit said,
bad.
W Desiree Halliwell.
It's not bad. Hey, Forhash, how many are in this crate?
Subs and gifted subs give a cool badge. Set out BTC 5.
There's more than 5 in this crate.
Set 26 inches the crate it looks like.
Okay.
Don't know where Forhash is.
Cheddar.
Engine 3R said, are the trap size just determined by how hard they are to haul?
I like to fish 4-foot traps because they seem to fish the best.
said. Oh, there he is.
He's working too, I think, Glenn. Surprised Gwen hasn't had to go eat dinner yet. She's like 13 hours ahead of us.
It said, yeah, I think so. Forhash said, talking to someone came into the garage. I'm Billy said, you don't throw out the old pig?
No,
Said,
add to it.
LOL. RSPNKR99 said, stream elements is counting the lobsters? Gwenabit said, hubby is working on it. He's Vlad said, thank you for following Asherah.
Thank you for the follow. Shitter. Shitter.
He said, do you ever tell a girl let's go out on a boat then put her to work? Streamlabs said, thank you for following M0MMZZC. Cooper said, are you ready for your bear hunt yet?
I gotta go get the grease tonight when I get off the boat, and then I'm gonna go set my bait.
Oh, married, she puts you to work, got it.
I did take the trash down to the dumpster last night that I finally remembered to do.
Vlad said, thank you for following Pekka0. DRSPNKR99 said, are you streaming the bear hunt? Podcast said, score. He said, and who said you can't train a man? Forhash said, amazing LOL. Nerda said, LOL, if she didn't enjoy it then she ain't the one. Zetric said, when you first started did you ever get seasick?
No.
Nerda said, I was wondering this.
I only get seasick when I work the stern and it's rough. If I'm holding on to the wheel, I
you
don't
were
get
born
seasick.
with those sea legs. Hooper said, did you bring the lobster hat today?
I did.
The Engine 3R said, this guy remembering the trash making the rest of us look bad LOL. Prince Ninurta said, yeah, his DNA is probably resistant to seasickness. DRSPNKR99 said, when did you start fishing?
When I was 4. With my gramp, 4 or 5.
Zero said, how long you leave them there on tide is enough? Forhash said, only after the raccoons got into it twice. I'm Billy
I'll
said,
call these back in
is
3
Grant
days.
still alive?
Yeah,
Emma
Grant is
Toon
still
said,
alive.
I get seasick when the boat is stopped. If it's moving I'm fine. I went to the Battleship Museum in New York once and got seasick walking around. Mizul RBA said, best thing about Maine? Streamlabs said, thank you for following DS Non Plus. DRSPNKR99 said, man I was playing Mario 64 when you were fishing. Kashankama said, have you ever went over with that rope? 3 Engine 3R said, hahaha trusty raccoon alarm. Losky21K said, hey. Buddy said, close once but no. I'm Billy said, how did you connect to the internet?
We have
said, I
Starlink.
used to get seasick doing laundry.